Hello again. This is a part 2 to the video I made, just uploaded at the same time, which was based on the drawing of this card, the Osho Tarot card of No Thingness, which is the number 5 card in the tarot, which would correspond to the Hierophant, the Pope, as I say in the other video. The reason I'm just showing it again is I had a further thought about this just now, before I move out of the garden. Tomorrow morning, or tomorrow, just after solstice, we're going to have a solar eclipse when the moon passes between the earth and the sun. And for a short time, where normally there is light, daylight on the earth, on the face of the earth, there's going to be darkness. Darkness is going to intrude into what normally would be daylight. And so when I see this blackness here, I suddenly thought, oh yes, maybe that's like the eclipse, the solar eclipse. My thought about the eclipse, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but many years ago, well actually, I've had a few thoughts about eclipses, let me tell you. There are two kinds of consciousness, we could say. There's our waking consciousness when we're in this world. That would be from the sphere of Yesod in the tree of life, which is our human identity, generally speaking. The one who woke up in this world, found him or herself in this world, woke up and gradually adapted to being here. And that's our waking consciousness. There's another consciousness when we fall asleep at night, when we go into the time of darkness, we let go of the outside world, and then we connect with something that's more of the spiritual world. Something that's normally hidden. As we look out at this world, we don't see what's behind us. And I don't mean behind us physically, I mean behind what's within, looking out at this world. So that's that kind of no thingness, which is spoken about in the card. What we have in the solar eclipse is, for a brief time, as the moon passes in front of the sun, then the darkness of the universe, and it doesn't need to be a negative darkness, but it's the background of the universe, is able to flow into what would normally be daylight consciousness. And I think in that, there's a possibility for seeds to be sown, something different. But just like in a way we've had this global lockdown, and it's been a time of pausing and a time possibly to reconnect to the spiritual dimension for some people. In the same way, an eclipse is like that. It's a pause. People have to stop what they're doing. Now we have electricity, but in the old days, you would stop what you were doing because the birds would start to prepare to fall asleep, because darkness is the end of activity. And so something can be sown from a deeper level into the world in the time of an eclipse, a solar eclipse. That's what I think. So let's pray that positive seeds are sown tomorrow in the solar eclipse for the second half of the year. And I'll probably do a card reading tomorrow to see what the next 6 months hold. So that's all I wanted to say. Well, there is one more thing, and it did strike me today that because the moon is passing in front of the sun, you're going to see that the ring, in England it was called the ring of fire, the circle of light emanating from the sun as the moon passes in front. Well, that has a technical name. That's called the corona. So I thought it's quite gives an impression that we're going to see a corona at the sun's highest point of the year, given what we've been through the last 6 months. That's all I wanted to say. I wish you a good solstice, and I'll see you on the other side.